Hi, this is Ronnie, and this is the 6-picture challenge with Crafty Meggy. And I do have 6 pictures, but they are cropped because, it is kind of hard to get 6 pictures on a page. But she'd be so proud of me because I do have 6 pictures. Anyway, I used Boys Rule, crepe paper, and just a couple other things. I think it's Pebbles Alphas that I used. And I decided to use this paper here. And you will notice wobbliness. But by the end of the video, like just the last couple clips, it is fixed. It's not so wobbly. But sorry for the wobbliness at the first part. This is like the last video with wobbliness. Anyway, I cut a little piece off the top there because I'm going to use it at the bottom. Well, I don't know if that's top or bottom or what. But I cut a piece off the paper. And I went ahead and did the pictures ahead of time so they're, the video will be shorter. And then there is a clip I lost on my computer. And it's putting some arrows on the paper, which is much later in the video. But I did cut some parts out, so the video wouldn't be so long. I cut this out, but I cut up to the line there with the pencil, and so I have banners there, and just kind of fussy cut banners all the way across. And see, through the magic of video editing, y'all didn't have to watch the whole thing. And excuse me. My sinuses are totally driving me crazy. All this autumn stuff. Usually by Thanksgiving sometimes, I don't even have a voice. But it is better than it used to be because the meds are better than they used to be. And the medicine that I take now is much better. I rounded the corners here. I think I used a 1/4 inch. And that paper there is from K & Company. And it is paper. And it's, paper thickness, but it is embossed, and it has like kind of like a grid embossing on there. And so I didn't just use plain cardstock on here. It is a pattern paper, and this is where I add the top part back. And you're not going to see that pencil because it gets covered up, but the background behind the pictures is that pattern paper from K & Company also. I got that pad years ago and I've hardly used it. And I thought, man, I'll use that a lot. And I'll forget about it and just get something else. And and I use these letters too. And I think they're Simple Stories letters. I think they're from the Snap. But I put my whole title on. Oh, and my title is When Rain Gives You Puddles, Make a Splash. And we were at the zoo, and this is the trip to the zoo that I've mentioned before, that I have really no pictures of animals because they really wasn't interested in animals. We could have gone to a park or something. They were more interested in that puddle there. Well, that puddle and the train, they loved the train. We were on the train a lot. And this is like right outside of a bathroom, and the smallest one started kicking and splashing a little bit in the puddle first. And then the older ones thought, if he can get away with it, we're going to try it. So they all ended up splashing in the puddle and climbing on that rail there, that handrail, and swinging on it, waiting patiently for the smallest one to get a diaper change. And they were having a lot of fun. It had rained, but it was a nice, fine little rain. I mean, it wasn't a thunderstorm or anything. It was just more like a sprinkle. And we actually went in the closest building. And, of course, it's the one that had the snakes. Yeah. It wasn't my favorite building to go into, but they were pretty thrilled at how big some of the snakes are. So snakes is one thing we did see while we were there. And I'm trying to decide how to put everything on here. These are from the ephemera pack and the cut-aparts that were in the Boys Rule. And the flare that I used there I think it's Lawn Fawn, and it says, "Oh, happy day." And then I just used some tickets there, and it says "Fun Times." And this is where I done glue everything down. I did turn the camera off to glue it down. And I'm not sure exactly where the arrow part is, but it's after this. And I forgot to turn the camera on for that. I didn't edit that out on purpose. These enamel dots I got from Megan, who's Crafty Meggy here on YouTube, and who I'm having the challenge with. And she made them, and she gave them away on her YouTube channel one day, and I got some. I was lucky enough to get some. And I glued all them down off camera because it does take a few minutes. I did run out of colors that I needed, so I did use some regular enamel dots, but I just used glossy accents to put them down. And the reason I put the arrows on there was because that one above puddles, one of them above puddles, I picked the paper up to look at it, the yellow one. See, you can probably tell if you look real close, it had like a streak of glossy accents, and I thought, how am I going to get that off of there? Then I decided, well, I'll put an arrow, take it up, pull it up, and put an arrow there, and it'll cover that streak because it kind of slid. So don't move your paper when you use the glossy accents. Anyway, I decided to put rain, puddles, and splash. I decided to put some glossy accents on them, but as you can see, there's arrows now. And if I hadn't been thinking about glossy accents, I might not have been thinking about the rain and the puddles and the splash looking good with the glossy accents. But yeah, I put that on all of them. And here is where I come back with that part. And then I got to thinking I needed her picture on there too. Even though she's in the bathroom getting a diaper change, she's the reason they had the opportunity to play in the puddle and to make their splashing and all that. So I said I'll put her on there. I didn't want her to look at this and say, well, wasn't I there that day? And where's my picture? Anyway, so yeah, she was there. So that's my layout. When rain gives you puddles, make a splash. And here's the close-ups. And sorry for the glare. I guess I didn't notice my flash was on. And I usually try to turn it off so I don't have as much glare. I just have the glare from the lamps. But I think the flash was on my camera. And don't be me, I turned my camera the wrong way on a couple of these pictures, and I tried flipping them over in the other program, and I did, but somehow or another when they came in this program they were still flipped. And so they're, I guess, gonna stay flipped because I couldn't figure out any way but completely over in this program. But yeah, don't think glossy accents look good on there? Anyway, Megan has a video too. I'm sure hers is already up because mine's going to be a little bit late. I worked a lot of overtime this week, and the last line shut down this week, so there aren't any lines going where I work. They're all moved to Mexico, but there's still lots of inventory there that's going to have to go to Mexico. So yeah, I'm still working. Anyway, that's that pattern paper, and maybe it isn't a grid. Maybe it's just little squares. But I guess I got Zap upside down. I'm going to have to go in and fix that. Toss that baby on there and didn't even look. But yeah, Zap is upside down. So I will fix that. Leave a thumbs up if you like. And leave a comment. I love comments. And I do try to answer every one of them. It might not be that day or even that week, but I do try to answer all of them. And check out Megan's video. I'll leave a link below. Bye.